let's go instead to Tyler from St. Louis. Tyler, you're on the air.
Hello, David. So I don't know exactly the subject of everything, but I was wondering, is there anything to the arguments that universal healthcare would lead to lower quality of healthcare? Because
Well,
that's what I tend to hear, but I
so
never
here's
actually
the thing.
was never explained causal relationships there.
The best stuff I've read about this is from the late Uwe Reinhardt, who wrote that basically imagine a triangle. You're familiar with a triangle, I'm sure, and you know that it has three corners. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
The three corners of healthcare are cost, quality, and access. And that no matter what system you support, you are basically picking a midpoint between those three. So, for example, if you want to make it really cheap and give it to everybody, quality is going to go down. Now, it could still be better quality than we have, and we might still be spending more, like we spend a lot. So this is just theoretical. I'm building the theoretical framework. So if you want to give it to everybody and make it cheap, there's going to be some sacrifice in terms of quality, all else being equal. If you want to make it cheap and really good, then to some degree you have to restrict access. You understand? So everything is kind of a balancing act. And so when we talk about universal healthcare, if you want it to be universal and you want it to be really good, it's just going to be more expensive. Now, a lot of people will hear me say this and they'll say, David, that's not true. Look at how much we spend on medical billing, and there's profit motive. And then there's all these levels of bureaucracy. And then because some people don't have health insurance, hospitals raise prices and make them artificially high. That's all completely true. That's absolutely and completely true. I'm just saying, all else being equal, if you want to make it high quality and available to everybody, it's going to cost some money. And it may be a reasonable amount of money. For example, I would be okay with it being expensive if we've actually eliminated all of the waste and the bureaucracy and all of these things. It's just a decision as a society that we have to make. And so that's the sort of triangle you have to think of. It's all just picking a point between those three corners and saying, here is where we want to be.
Okay. Thank you. And by the way, if you ever end up in St. Louis, make sure to try St. Louis style pizza.
Is that a thing or is that a joke?
Well, it's a thing. It's really good.
What are the characteristics?
So it has its own. We have our own cheese called Provel,
Okay.
and it's like a mix of provolone and Swiss and American cheese. Um, People say it's an acquired taste, but I don't know. I've always liked it. And
Well,
then
I'm up for trying it.
yeah, and then it's cut into squares,
Ooh,
and
I don't know about that. I don't
it's
know
got a
about that.
very it's got a very thin, like cracker like crust.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. If next time I'm in St. Louis, I will check that out.
All right, see ya.
All right, my friend. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. I want to take a second to tell you about one of our sponsors, S&H Masks. S&H Masks has everything you need when it comes to face masks and other protective gear for COVID-19, and they're giving my audience 20% off. S&H Masks is the company that I've personally been going to for face masks. I love and trust the products they sell, and that's actually why I reached out to them about being a sponsor. I've tried tons of different face masks this year, like many of you, and I still have not found a mask that is more comfortable or easier to breathe in than the washable cotton masks that they sell. It's made of a silky, lightweight cloth that feels great on the skin, has a convenient adjustable strap. They also have disposable cloth masks, which are really comfortable, as well as all of the other gear like face shields, alcohol wipes, no-touch infrared thermometers. And all of their prices are very reasonable. I also love S&H masks because they've donated over 60,000 masks to healthcare institutions. They're an excellent company. Shipping is just $5 and shipping is free on orders over $150. You can get there by going to davidpakman.com/mask. The link is under this video, and you can save 20% on everything in their store when you use the coupon code DAVID.